Good morning from Disturbia on the 26th of October. From the looks of it, it's going to be another dull, dingy, and very dirty and disgraceful day here in Disturbia. What we have is we either have a bludgeoning of the sun or a bludgeoning of false rain, and it's all about electricity. All about conjuring El to manifest on the earth. El is the god of forces. El is the prince of the power of the air, the prince of this world. I'm just reading here in the Gospel of Matthew, and I'm in chapter 12 here. The heading is Jesus Heals Many. Now, I want you to realize one thing. There are those who worship Satan and call him Jesus. And they have set their traps and their snares for unwitting Christian sheep. Do not fall for it. There are those in counterfeit Israel who the majority of the earth's population believe are the chosen people, but they are Esau, who make videos of how they try to act as missionaries to their own people. Many of them are Hasidic Jews. You can tell because they have the corkscrews, they wear the beanie, and so on. These people are as perfidious as they are insidious. They are so wicked. They're fooling very, very many Christian people, especially Americans, who are raised mostly in Christian Zionist churches, which preach that Esau has the birthright, and we are to worship Esau and his star of Remphan, which is the star of Cain, the six-pointed star. And when the Jews say that that Jesus has returned on the earth, then all these Christian Zionists are going to go running after them. Just read Revelation 13:3. I saw a video the other day, and it was about this exactly. There was a man, I couldn't make out right away whether he was American or not, but I do believe that he himself is an Israeli. Note, Israeli and not Israelite. Israelis are about the Holocaust, and Israelites are about the Exodus. We are still scattered. The sheep of Messiah are still scattered. What God has scattered for chastisement and refinement of the seed, he will gather at the end of time. Read Jeremiah 30, 31, Isaiah 11. This gathering of the two sticks, this woman at Serapat, who we read about in I don't know, I believe it was in Kings, and who Messiah actually talks about. This is the gathering of the sticks. Here a stick, there a stick. It relates to Ezekiel and the two sticks of Israel and Judah, which are going to be brought together. I read about this in Isaiah. It said he will gather for a second time those of Judah and Israel. And I thought, well, if he gathers them at the end of time for a second time, when did he gather them the first time? And the first time we find in John chapter 12. Please read it. Just read the whole chapter. And you will read about the Greeks who came to, I believe it was Nathanael. And they said we would see Jesus. And the Greek is a code for Judah. Messiah gathered Judah and Israel. And as soon as that stick came together, those two sticks in one, Messiah said, now my hour has come. It is time for the seed to drop into the earth. If it does not drop, there will be no fruit. It has to die so that fruit will come. And how did I get on that tangent? Anyhow, I was talking about these wicked children of Esau talking about their belief in Jesus and acting as missionaries to their own people in counterfeit Israel and showing it on tape. And it is grotesque because this man says, oh, I was depressed and I was going to commit suicide, and then Jesus came to me and I had an experience. These children of so-called Jesus, oftentimes they capitalize it, all caps, Jesus, which is of course a fiction according to maritime law. He does not exist. Say that they have an experience. And this is what is interesting to a lot of people. And by the way, LDS does that as well. I had a burning in my heart, and so on and so forth. They want to appeal to your emotions and that you may have an experience. And I do not doubt that these men, these male and female who worship this Jesus, who is Satan, do have an experience. They talk about how they laughed, how they fell on the floor, and were laughing and crying, and it was hot and cold all over, and on, and it was a beautiful feeling. This is not the Messiah. This is not the true Messiah. And you will note that these children of Esau who claim to believe in Jesus always either say Jesus or Yeshua Ha-moshiach. They do not say Jesus Christ. And that is what's missing from their so-called testimony. Because Jesus is the Christ. He is the Messiah. And they will go straight from calling him Jesus into Yeshua HaMashiach, which is, of course, also Moshiach, which is the God of Esau. And the reason why Esau crucified the Lord of glory was because Esau has his own God, who is the serpent, Satan, who is due to manifest. And he will manifest soon. The kickoff has already begun. In fact, it's been being worked out, so-called step by little step, as Angela Merkel said, in the so-called process. They love calling everything a process. And the steps in the process are, just watch the film Pan's Labyrinth. He gives the little girl also three ultimatums, 3 conditions that she has to fulfill. I can't remember exactly what she needed to fulfill them for, but it was about Pan, and he came to a little girl, and I think, did they want to get married? I don't know, but it was some crazy thing. You just have to be very, 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 very careful. You've got very many wolves in sheep's clothing. Esau telling you that he believes in Jesus. Well, which Jesus does he believe in? Is it Yeshua HaMashiach? If it is, then it is a false Christ.